Alright, so welcome to another episode of Akihabara Junk Finds. Akihabara is the local electronics district in Tokyo, and they tend to have the newest electronics and also things like surplus parts and used items that end up on the market at very, very low prices. So today, this is what I got. I guess I'll go ahead and go through them one by one. Alright, so the first thing I got are these two things. So I got this at a store that has one of those boxes that say, take two for 100 yen, so this is what I ended up with. So this is one of those Molex power connectors to a SATA power connector converter cable. So I got one of these in order to use it as parts to connect the Ide SSD that I showed in a previous video, which I'll leave a link to up here. So the thing with that Ide SSD was that it didn't have any normal power cable connector, so I actually have to make one by myself. And in order to provide an interface with some common power connectors, I thought that having something like this or something like this would be handy just to have as material to start things off with. So yeah, that's the reason I got this. And this one is a little more interesting. This is actually an Ide cable. It probably came out of a motherboard or something, judging by it saying gigabyte. And these are just a couple of SATA cables that I'm not really too interested in. So yeah, this one is an Ide cable, as you can tell from the side. So one of them is going to be used for slave and another for master. And if you look at it carefully, there's a lot of cables here. This is one of those 80 wire Ide cables that were used for higher speed Ide connections, which are referred to like Ultra ATA at the time. So if you had like Ultra ATA 100 or 133, you could transfer data up to about, was it 100 megabytes per second? Yeah, I think so, 100 megabytes per second or 133 megabytes per second. But the thing was that the regular Ide cables, which were 40 wires, were unable to preserve like the signal integrity or something. So you had to use these 80-pin wires where each pin, an Ide interface actually has 40 pins. Each pin is connected to a pair of wires, where I believe one of them is used for signal and the other one is actually ground or something like that. So that leads to lower noise or something so that this cable can support higher data rates. And since I actually have a old motherboard that I happen to also find as junk in Akihabara, that is a first generation Athlon, and that does have a Ide connector to connect hard drives to. So I needed an Ide cable of some sort, and this just happens to be one that I can use. So that's why I got this. And the next two items are these. It's exactly the same thing. I got it at another store. As you can see, there's a little different thank you sticker. So these are Molex power cables that actually converts to one of these floppy 4-pin cables as well. So the reason I got this was that, again, for the same reason, I thought I could use this as starting material to make for the power cable of that Ide SSD. And also, as I said in the previous part, it might come in handy when I want to build older PCs that only have these type of power cables. And another thing was, I think these were in the junk bin for about 100 yen before, but nobody bought them. And now it's down to 50 yen, so that's actually less than 50 US cents. So that's why I got that. And finally, I got a couple of these. So this is just a little Android Collectible. Standard edition. I have no clue if there's any special edition as well. Android and related marks are used under license from Google Inc. So this must be an item that's not violating any intellectual property of Google. And on the bottom, oh, it's a package just for Japan and a hologram which must prove this is a genuine item or something like that. Designed in New York, made in China. Again, kind of sounds like the Apple thing they do where they say designed in California but made in China. This was 300 yen a piece, so it's actually pretty expensive. Anyway, let's go ahead and open one of these up. Okay, so let's see. Just tear the top off. Oh, it's a collectible, but yeah. 300 yen, and there were tens of these, and there were multiple stores selling this. I don't think there's real collectible value. Alright, so let's, cheap packing material. And it comes in, it's kind of cute. Nothing else is in there. And it comes in this little cute package. It's almost like a, I don't know, maybe like a little snack or something, but it is actually a little plastic android. Plastic? I don't know what exactly it is, but yeah. So open it up. And we see something green in there. So yeah, here's the android. It says Android on the back. And it can stand on its own. Yeah, it's pretty cute. So yeah, what I thought I'd end up doing with this was maybe embed a couple of LEDs in here and make it glow. Like the way when you turn on an Android device, there's like that little Android logo that kind of glows or shines or whatever. So yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking of. And maybe if I want to go further, maybe it'd be possible to embed a servo or something in here and maybe make the Android's arms move or something. So yeah, it might be a little fun toy to make. Alright, so that's pretty much what I have for today. If you enjoyed watching this video, I'd appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, please leave them down in the comments section. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. And be sure to click on that little bell mark next to the subscribe button so that you can get notifications when I make a new video. As always, thank you very much for watching and see you next time.